What's up YouTube? This is John Helm with Helm Wood Shop and Smithy, back with another knife making video. Last time I tried to make a Damascus chef's knife, I wound up wasting a huge piece of Damascus, which totally sucked, but I definitely learned an important lesson from it. And that lesson is grind your Damascus before you forge out a knife from it. Because if there are any cracks or any delaminations in the billet, once you start forging it, you're just driving them deeper and deeper into the metal, and it's going to make it less and less likely that you're able to grind those out after you're done forging. Lucky for me, I also have this gigantic billet of Damascus, so I can start working on this once again. This piece actually has to get forged a little bit more before I can grind it, because we drew it out on a hydraulic press with the drawing dies, so it is scalloped, I guess you could say. And so if I grind it, I'm just going to be wasting a huge amount of material. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off the piece that I need to make the chef's knife, heat it up in the forge. I'm just going to bang it flat. Then I'll take it over, grind it, make sure that there are no delaminations, there are no cracks in it. And from there, I'll move forward forging the knife. Time to put my steel into the forge. That's a song I wrote. Alright, I got it ground down with a grinding wheel. I don't see any big cracks or inclusions in it. I didn't see anything big, but with this really rough surface that the angle grinder leaves on here when you're using a grinding wheel, it's really easy for those to hide. So now I'm going to hit it with a 60 grit flat disc, try to smooth it out and make sure I got everything clean. So let's light the forge again and start pounding this sucker out. Ah, daggone handle broke. Come off. There we go. Please fit in these thongs. It kind of fits. Good enough for me. So I took off way too much material for this knife. So if I continue drawing out the tang, I continue thinning the knife out to its final dimensions, I'm gonna wind up with a knife that is huge. Because of that, I'm gonna go ahead and stop forging right now, and I'm just going to grind it to shape from here. So I'm going to grind this thing down, get rid of some of the meat with an angle grinder and grinding wheel. Then I'll hit it with that flat disc to smooth it out. Then I'll cut out a profile I like, rough grind it on the belt grinder, and finally I can heat treat. Right out of the temper, you can see the beautiful Damascus pattern showing through in the scale. This is really going to be a cool looking piece after it is all cleaned up and etched. But right now, I need to grind it down. The sucker needs to go on a weight loss plan. It is really chunky. That was a ton of grinding. Grinding the bevel on a kitchen knife is something that I've always struggled with. I think most people always struggle with it. It's just hard. Getting such a deep bevel on a blade that's so thin, it's just a very difficult thing to do. So I'm pretty proud of myself for the grind going so well. So hopefully the hand sanding and handling go just as well as the grinding did. The balance on the knife is really looking good at the moment. It is, center point is at the base of where the bolster is going to be. So once I put the wooden scales on and then I put on a heavy metal bolster, I don't know, a Damascus, Maybe copper. I'm gonna have to think about that one. But for now, it's time for the most exciting part of knife making, which is obviously hand sanding. Everybody loves hand sanding.
Holy shit, this is awesome.
Beautiful. So as y'all know, I've spent a lot of time really trying to dial in my chef knife making abilities and turn out something really nice, and I think I've done it. Putting this in the hot coffee after the vinegar was definitely a good idea, so I'm super happy with that. Also, the pattern of the Damascus came out beautiful. The balance on this is great. You could shave a spider with it. It has a beautiful distal taper. Everything lines up exactly the way that I want it to. I done good. So hopefully I continue to do well. I still have to bolster and handle this thing. So unfortunately, that will be all for today. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell so you can see when I come out with the next video. Till then, y'all have a good one.